Okay, so in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to create our main page and our home page. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with just creating that main page, and then we're going to add templating into it. So that way we don't have to do the same thing for every single page. It's going to copy over a templating tool. So let's start off with the first thing we're going to need, and that is our view engine. With a static website, you don't need a view engine. So static website is just literally sending a HTML file to the client. We don't want to do that. We want to do server-side rendering. So it's going to build the web page. Every time a client makes a request, our server is going to build the web page and send it back to the client based on their request, their authentication, their location type thing. And to do that, we use a view engine, and there's a lot of them out there, but we're just going to use something simple for now, which is going to be EJS. Okay, so over here in our app config, we want to say app.set our view engine to EJS. Nice and simple. So now we want to give it a file to look at, which is actually going to hold our EJS files. If you think of an EJS file as just an HTML file with a different extension, and you can embed JavaScript into the HTML, that's pretty much what it is. So nice and easy. So let's go app.set. So we want to set where it is, and that's actually going to be our client folder. So it'll be /client. Save that, and that is it. So let's create our first page inside our client, and let's just call it home.ejs. Okay, so what we want to do now is go back to our routes, and rather than this slash route pointing to just a string, we want to say response.render that home file. So now if we bring back our browser, we refresh, can't find that. Awesome, that's exactly what I want to see. Home.ejs in our view home. What did we do wrong here? This one I don't actually know. Okay, so we've got our app.set client, but we didn't actually set what it was doing. So we want to be our views and then have our /client. Let's refresh you. There it is, an empty page, which is exactly what we have inside our home.ejs. Now, let's just create a basic HTML head. What are you doing? Oh, that wasn't the end button. Body, hello world. So we save that into there, and that's it. Okay, so right now, that just looks like it is HTML. But the thing about EJS is, as I said, we can embed JavaScript in there by using these tags. So what we can say is that is equal to 1 plus 1. Save that, refresh, and it's called me a liar now. Awesome. There it is. There's our 2. So it's just basically just been able to embed JavaScript into our HTML, which will be very, very useful later. All right. But this is going to get very, very bulky very, very quickly, especially if we're using the same thing for every page. If every page has the same heading, same title, same layout, CSS, it gets very, very bulky for every single page. We're going to have to copy and paste every single page, every single code for every single page, which is going to get very annoying. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a templating tool, which is essentially going to house this in there for us. And our home page will only have what we want our content to be inside. All right, so let's do that now. So we want to install our templating tool as a dependency, which is express-ejs-layouts. I'm going to come back to our server file and close you for now, actually. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to require that const express-layouts equal to require express-ejs-layouts. Now we want to come down and we want to set our templating tool. So app.set layout, which will be layout/ layout. So that is actually going to be going into our clients folder. And the other thing we also want to do is we want to say use the express layout. So app.use express layouts. Cool. So now if we come back up here, we want to create a folder called layout, and we want to create a file called layout.ejs. Now that EJS, that's going to have our, let's make this proper this time rather than just HTML. So we're going to say doc type is HTML, put our head tag in there. Let's just do this one for now because it's going to throw an error when we first open it. Okay, then we have our body, and inside our body we want to use our EJS to point at the body of the file that we're looking at. And by body of the file, we mean we're looking at our routes. It's saying look at home, so home, this file here, will be set as that body variable. Now if we save that, we refresh, it's coming up blank. That's because we have nothing in home. Throw that in there, and there we go. So now if we want to throw something our layouts, say a heading tag saying rate my poly, save that, and there we go. So it's picking up that from our layouts and that from our home. So that way we only have to throw in our home file what we actually want to have on that page. Okay, so let's throw just something simple in there. Welcome to rate my poly. This is stuff that you guys will look after. Everything inside this clients and public folder, you guys will look after. So we can get rid of you, and I think we are good for this. Okay, something we're going to work on is every time we do load something like our web page, we can pass down an object to it. And let's call it just one page name. We'll call it home. We want to pass down a message where you want to say welcome. So inside that home, we can actually use that. So we can say page name, message, refresh you, and there you go. We've got our page name and we've got that message. The reason why I'm showing you that is because we want to have that page name visible on every page. So let's just change this a little bit. So we'll make a field set, give it a legend. I'm going to give it a heading 3, and this will be our page name. And down here we will put our body. So make sure we've still got that. Cool. So let's look at this. So it's picking up that page name and putting it there. The thing is, it's going to get very, very messy if every time we create a route, we put a page name into here. Plus, that's also not very dynamic, hard coding it in there. So in the next video, we're going to be creating a database, and we're going to be creating 2 data collections or data sets. So one is going to hold our site config, which will be the headings of our site, the title of our site, and the other one will be page config, and that will hold our page names, and later on it will also hold our authentication for each page. So let's just get rid of this for now. Actually, no, we'll leave that there, and it will leave it for the next video.